All right, Scott Meadows State Park, Frozen Foot Adventure Race, Suck a Nose. I'm gonna stop here for a second, check out this view. I'm sure that doesn't do it justice, but we're about 7.5 hours in, 8-hour time limit. We have about 30 minutes to get down to the finish. We get one more checkpoint is all we're getting. It'll be number 35 for the day out of 40. So good showing, decent. But before we wrap up, I wanted to share a quick message, a shout out to some very important people in my life. I got a little, I don't know if you can see this, kind of a mess at this point, but I got these bands on my wrists. Each one of them's got the name of a doctor that has gotten me to the point I'm at right now, has brought me to today, and basically saved my life. So I want to give a shout out to each one real quick. First up is Dr. Kim, Georgetown University. Dr. Kim is the OG, the OG. I mean, he is the man. He's been my head coach from day one. He's been with me pretty much the whole time. Has not given up on me, obviously, and super compassionate, super responsive. I mean, I just can't, I mean, it just like an insane blessing. You know, it's like God just said, hey, I'm going to put this guy in your life and he's going to change it. And that's what's happened with Dr. Kim. Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Kim. And next up, Dr. Giaccone, Giuseppe Giaccone, the Italian stallion. Doctor up at Weill Cornell in New York. Found out about my case, got connected with them, took some interest because it's, you know, kind of a unique situation, my particular case, and just super nice guy. He's retired now, but he was a huge help because he led me to the next guy on the list, Dr. Port, Jeffrey Port, up in New York Presbyterian, man. He's my maverick, you know what I'm saying, like Top Gun. He's the fighter pilot. I mean, I couldn't get anybody to operate on me a couple years ago. It's been about 2 years ago. And Dr. Port took a look at my scans and said, I'll cut that out of him. So I went up there for 2 weeks, and he cut about a soda can-sized tumor out of my chest, cut out 5 chunks of lungs. And I mean, he's just a fighter pilot, man. No one else would go in there. He said, yeah, I'll go in there. I'll save this dude. And he did. I mean, and that was the turning point. I mean, honestly, things really started to turn around then. Next up, Dr. Rajan, National Cancer Institute. I mean, this guy, he's kind of the general manager, you know. I like, whenever I've got a big decision to make, I bring in Dr. Rajan along with everybody else, and he gives his 2 cents, which is worth like more like $2 billion, because he's one of the world's foremost experts on the kind of cancer I have. This guy, I watched him give a presentation online, and he took a flyer. This was, you know, a couple years ago, took a flyer and sent him an email about my situation. The guy emailed me back in like an hour or less and said, yeah, I'm happy to take a look at your case. So he's been with me since then. Fantastic resource. Next up, we got Dr. Paudell, Georgetown University. First time I had a bone lesion was in my spine. Freaked me out, of course. Dr. Paudell said, chillax, calm down. We're going to radiate that bad boy and stop it in its tracks. And that's basically what happened. So thanks, Dr. Paudell. Next up, Dr. Lee, my current oncologist, the guy that's overseeing the chemotherapy I'm in right now. Dr. Lee, great guy, just super compassionate, super friendly. Biggest problem I have with Dr. Lee is every time I go in to see him, we hang out talking for like an hour. Because he's just a cool guy to be around, and he's just one of those personalities that makes you feel like things are going to be okay. And then Dr. Eblin, also with Inova, along with Dr. Lee. Dr. Eblin, you know, I broke a rib a year ago. Turned out it was a tumor in my rib and I had broken through it. Dr. Eblin radiated that. Still got the broken rib, but the cancer at least is frozen in its tracks. But more importantly, Dr. Eblin recently, the biggest, most aggressive tumor in my body was a big old tumor in my left lung, and it was millimeters from my heart, and it couldn't get it with surgery, and it was running out of options. Dr. Eblin got proton therapy, which is kind of radiation therapy, approved, And I mean, I can't tell you what a gift, what a blessing that was. I mean, to get that approved, they don't like to approve that kind of treatment for stage 4 folks like myself. And he got it approved, went in there, had 15 rounds of radiation, and we weren't supposed to see any results for a couple of months, but 19 days after my last treatment, we took a look at that. Well, I actually got a scan for another reason and just happened to notice that big tumor had shrunk by 50%. So that is huge. Thank you, Dr. Eblin, for that. So I just wanted to thank all of those doctors individually, not just the doctors, but their nurses, their office staff. I mean, I can't imagine being more blessed with the medical care I've gotten. And I want each and every one of you doctors and your staff to know that what you do day in and day out makes a difference in this world. Basically saved my life and got me here today, 7.5 hours, 40 miles into an 8-hour race. So thank you for that. And, I had some doctors that gave up on me early on. And the doctors that I just named did not give up on me. They put everything they had into my case, and here I am. So peace out. Thank you again. And let's get this last checkpoint and call it a day. Thank you.